What's up, Samantha?
So my question today for you is if I am letting my emotions ruin my relationship, and should we focus on ourselves first?
Probably. The way you framed that question, the answer is probably yes. And I think you probably knew the answer to that question before you even called me, but I'd love to hear the story. Tell me what's going on.
Probably. So yeah, if it was any normal relationship, I'd probably agree with that. But everyone thinks their situation's different.
Yours
so
is special.
here
It's super
goes my
unique and
vulnerable
special.
self. Right.
All relationships are unique and special. All right, so go for it.
I know. So we have been together for a couple years, however, both going through divorces. Mine's
Sam,
done.
are you serious? So y'all are both dating married people?
No. We're dating, but we were going through our own divorces.
Are both of your divorces final?
Mine is.
So you're dating a married man.
I mean, if you want to word it like that, sure.
How else would I word it?
I mean, I don't know. It's separated. It's not like
Y'all were together. Y'all been together for a couple of years.
yeah, it's a very long divorce for both of us.
Were y'all the reason for the divorce? Y'all getting together?
Oh gosh, no.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, this I can already tell you this new relationship's got legs, as the great ZZ Top sang. All right, so go for it.
So yeah, obviously stuck because we want to move forward and be together, but we
But
can't.
he's still married. All right, keep going.
I know. And then, I think obviously divorce just totally changes people in ways I would never understand unless I went through it myself.
Yep.
So then there's a ton of hesitation to move forward and fear. And it's just this messy, I want to be with you, but I'm paralyzed and terrified. And we both just went through absolute hell and back. So
Why'd you get divorced?
Me?
Yeah.
My husband cheated on me.
Okay. And how long did that relationship take to dissolve?
Longer than the marriage lasted.
Okay.
We were together about 7 years. The marriage was only about 3.
Okay.
And the divorce took like 2 or 3 years.
Good God, why? Is it the divorce laws?
Laws, yeah. It's awful.
Oh, that's right in the middle of COVID. Y'all were trying to get divorced during COVID, huh?
I know.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
That was a nightmare. Man, people doing Zoom hearings and that was a disaster.
Yeah, it was very messy.
So where'd you meet new boyfriend that's going to save the day?
We had actually already known each other. We were friends for a long time, but we're both just, obviously friends, married to other people, went our separate ways. And
you say he's just a friend.
And I know.
Then not so much.
And then we reconnected. I don't even remember how. And through talking, realized we were both going through divorces and just kind of had a friend to lean on through that and evolved to more.
While y'all were both still married.
Sure.
All right, so how can I help? Why do you think your feelings are getting too big?
Because, naturally, we're designed to progress in relationships and move forward in situations. And I feel like we're just stuck in this crap tornado of being stuck sitting still and can't move forward because of pending divorces. And it gets to a point that it makes you a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I want to get married, settle down, have babies, and I can't because of ridiculous laws and pieces of paper that need signed. So I don't want to play house, but do you let the law control your situation? Do you set all that aside and say, I'm not playing house, we are moving forward? I don't know. I feel like I need like 10 weeks of 1-hour sessions of this conversation to fully dissect it.
Well, there is some of it, but let's get to the ownership part first. When you say I do and you enter into a legal marriage, you're entering into a legal contract. So you can't willingly hold hands with your forever person and walk into the contract and be mad at the contract as you try to terminate it, that it's got termination challenges to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not like y'all are dating and all of a sudden y'all are trying to break up and there's all these arcane breakup rules. That's not the case. The case is y'all entered into this thing and it's just a pain in the butt getting out of it. Now, I have sat with people who are trying to get divorced for ugly situations and I am disgusted by the process.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm disgusted at how throwaway marriages have become in our culture too.
Right.
So I get both sides of the equation. Here's a bigger question. Why is it taking your husband so long? If he's been trying to get divorced for 2+ years, what's taking so long? Or your husband, your boyfriend, sorry.
Right. A bunch of legalities with businesses that he owns and her wanting her share of that.
Have they gone to mediation?
No.
Why not?
I have no idea. I try to stay out of it.
Because I'll pose a challenging question. Is there a chance that he doesn't want to run right from this thing into a new marriage with you?
That's kind of my question as well.
I can't answer that for you. I don't know this dude. You tell me.
Oh, no, it's not a question for you. It's just something inside that I've been asking. So
I've never been divorced. Okay. Close,
Yeah.
but I've never been divorced. I do know that I skipped final exams to go on a date. I do know that I've been late to work or missed opportunities throughout my entire working career because I wanted to be with my wife.
Right.
And so I don't know. I've been a part myself and I've seen other people move mountains, sign things away because they were ready to start a new life with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you have found your person, but your person may not have found you.
Right.
Or you may have been a great Xanax relationally, an old friend, someone you could trust, someone who y'all could hook up, like it got through this messy couple of years. But man, if he's having to divide up his companies and go back and forth, hasn't even gone through a mediation yet after a couple of years, is kind of bananas. I've never heard of that, but I don't know the legal proceedings in the Northwest. I don't know the laws, but almost all the ones I know of, when there's this kind of stuff, so, she puts down I want this much of the company's valued at this, and it goes to mediation, and then he shows here's how much these businesses are actually worth. And by the way, what she puts down is always like 100 times more value than these things are worth. And that he comes back and says this, and there's back and forth and back and forth. They sign a piece of paper, unless one of them is incredibly obstinate. And then there's more back and forth, and there's another offer, but you get to a resolution.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't disagree with that.
But beneath that, there is no, Sam, you're my person.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment this is done, here's what the plan is going to be, especially after a few years.
Right.
Why hasn't he done that for you?
Yeah. I do not know.
Am I wrong or am I right?
No, I think you're right.
Have you talked about marrying him to him?
Oh, yeah, we have.
What did he say?
He wants to.
I can tell.
But behavior speaks louder than words.
Yeah, behavior's a language.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, I don't want to marry you.
Right.
And he's not on the phone, so let's stop talking about him. Like the thought of you having your heart broken for the second time makes me sad for you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or more than that, the thought of the impending loneliness makes me sad.
Right.
Have you had any moment in the last 4 years of processing your husband's infidelity and your marriage breaking up? Do you have kids, by the way?
No.
Okay. But that in of itself is something to grieve because you wanted kids, right?
Yes.
Your picture of was, how old are you?
39.
Okay, your picture of 39 Samantha had children running around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not only the heartbreak, it's this life that you had mapped out for yourself is not what you thought it would be.
Correct.
And that's really hard.
It is.
What I don't want you to do is to sacrifice what you know is right and what you know love looks and feels like in a desperate attempt to complete this picture. Because you're just going to fast forward and amplify the heartache and the heartbreak and yet another separation, except there's going to be a child involved.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next move?
Have some difficult conversations.
What's that going to entail?
Well, that's also what I struggle with setting a boundary versus presenting an ultimatum. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but when you do that, you're letting them decide.
Right.
I want you for the first time to have some autonomy and ownership for the first time in years. I want you to get in the driver's seat of Sam's life. What does that look like? It looks like you saying, hey, this relationship is effectively, as we know it, is over until you're not married anymore, period. I'm not going to see you. I'm not going to date you. I'm not going to hook up with you. And I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to miss you. But you need to get your business set up. You need to get your business taken care of, and you need to put some periods at the ends of all these sentences before you can be a part of my life. Ultimatums are generally when we have both, like, we've tied our lives together and someone is violating that core covenant, that someone's violating our core values. Then I'm going to let them say, hey, we've bound our lives together. We're married, we're engaged, and you're doing X, Y, and Z. Here's my ultimatum. But y'all aren't there yet. And he's got some things he's got to shore up before. I mean, I think you are 2 years too soon. I think you're 2 years. I mean, the thought of him getting done with all of this, 2 years of splitting up businesses and divorces and yada, yada, yada. And then just immediately running in and getting married to you and having a kid? Really?
Right.
That maybe I'm out to lunch, but man, if that was the case, I would expect him to have been super clear with you. Like, here's how we're going to do this, and here's when we're going to do this. Ugh. I'll just say it like this, Samantha. I think you're worth more than this. I think you're worth more than getting strung out. I think you're worth more, or strung along. I think you're worth more than waiting for him to make whatever decision he's going to make. And yes, I think you're wise to not play house with a married man. Well, he's not really married. He is still legally married. And you want to talk about super complicating things? Jeez Louise, man. Him moving in with somebody while he's still legally married gives her a gift basket to take to court with her. His soon-to-be ex. I just think there's some time you need to spend figuring out what's going on with Samantha and where Samantha wants to be and what kind of peace, what kind of life Samantha wants to build that's going to give her peace. Not running right into the next relationship when the guy's clearly not as into it as she is. This is one of those calls that breaks my heart, Sam, because I don't see a happy ending right this second. I see one down the road, but not right this second. I want you to spend some time thinking through. I'm going to send you Building a Non-Anxious Life, my #1 best-selling book. I want you to use that as a map and lay it over your life and begin to ask yourself, where do I have this angst in my life? And I promise you it's going to be bigger than just this guy. I think you're using this guy to duct tape over some moments. Thanks for the call, my friend. Call anytime. And if he wants to call, I'd love to talk to him too. I just think you're worth more than what he's offering you.